Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba. Jimmy Kimmel Live. This is ridiculous. From his house.
Thank you, thank you. Hi, I'm Jimmy. I'm the host of this poorly attended house party. Welcome to day, I don't know, of sheltering in place. I stopped keeping track of the date after we cut the calendar into strips of toilet paper, but I hope you had a good weekend, as if these weeks ever really end. It's funny, now we finally know how Radio Shack felt. Things are getting a little bit tense at my house. Last night, I told my wife I want to see other people, and she got upset. So I said, no, I want to see some other people. So she's on Tinder now. The one thing I know is that once this is over, I'm never hanging out with myself again. Restaurants are getting hit very hard right now, but many of them are doing what they can to stay in business and feed people in their neighborhoods. A restaurant owner in East Hollywood, not far from where we are, came up with a creative way to serve customers. Her place is called Calabama, and they are now serving from her fourth floor apartment. What she's doing is she's making these sandwiches and lowering them down from the fire escape in a bucket. And people love it, I guess. I wonder if you can get a bucket of coffee, too. Anyway, this is what it's come to. Breakfast in a bucket. We're all eating like the president now. One of my coworkers received what I can only assume is a belated April Fool's Day prank in the mail this weekend. She got one of those coupon packs with the discounts on Charmin toilet paper and Bounty paper towels. But I guess you could wipe with the coupon in a pinch, right? You know, I thought we'd heard all the bad amenities this coronavirus has to offer already, but now it turns out it's not just for humans anymore.
A tiger at the Bronx Zoo has tested positive for coronavirus. Researchers think she caught it from a human zookeeper. Health officials say that people who have the virus should avoid contact with their pets.
Great. Just when you thought things couldn't get worse for Joe Exotic. By the way, how did a tiger get a coronavirus test? Must be a hell of a basketball player. Nadia, the tiger, is believed to be the first animal to test positive in the United States. Veterinary health officials are saying that people who have symptoms should avoid contact with their pets. Terrific. And how are we supposed to do that? Most people can't keep a dog away from its own butt. But there is one way you can distance from your pets. It's pretty simple. Just Guillermo is modeling it now. Get one of these and everything should be fine, right, Guillermo?
That's right, Jimmy.
Thank you. So we can't touch our pets, we can't touch our faces, and we can't watch sports, or can we? ESPN is said to be developing a show on which NBA superstars would compete against each other in a game of horse, which will be a great way to find out which of your favorite players can't spell. I would watch this, though. At this point, I'd watch LeBron James and Steph Curry shooting rubber bands at each other. I want something. The president wants to get our stadiums back open soon. He had a call with all the major sports commissioners over the weekend and said he hopes to have fans back in seats by August or September of this year. Not because he misses the games. He misses the enormous Big Mac buffets in the White House dining room when the champions come to visit. You know, when sports do come back, and I hope it's soon, one thing they need to change is the kiss cam. That has to go. But you know what they should bring back? The wave. The wave disappeared, but the wave was way ahead of its time. It's the perfect germ-free celebration. You stand, you throw up your hands, and then you bring them back down. You don't touch anybody. There's no physical contact. And then you wait like 90 seconds and do it again. Bring back the wave. The president had a doubleheader this weekend. He had two press conferences on Saturday and Sunday, and he really seems to be getting into a groove with these reporters now.
Records show that federal agencies did not begin.
Oh, stop it. Who are you with? By the way, who are you with?
The Associated
Who are
Press,
you
sir.
with?
The Associated Press. Agencies did begin bulk purchases of respirators and
Are you ready?
masks
Are you
until
ready?
mid-March.
Let me just answer your question, because I know exactly, same question you ask all the time. Ready? They have done an
It's the
unbelievable
first time I've
job
asked
in
this.
delivering for the Associated Press, which is, not so great. Not like it used to be. And you should be thanking them for what they've done, not always asking wise guy questions. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
You're welcome. He is right, though. They should phrase these questions in a nicer way. Like, Mr. President, why are you doing such an incredible job of screwing this up? I find myself oddly attracted to his daily pontifications. It's the same every day, and it's fascinating. Trump finally broke down and let the White House recommend that people wear masks in public, but he will not be wearing one himself. He said it would be odd for him to greet world leaders with a mask on, which may be true, but what world leaders are coming to visit right now? The president of Stupid Assistan? Meanwhile, while he was saying this, the First Lady was tweeting, "I ask that everyone take social distancing and wearing a mask face covering seriously. COVID-19 is a virus that can spread to anyone, except your husband, I guess." Here's the thing. Even if Trump wanted to wear a mask, you know she'd be running around the White House hiding them places he'd never find them, like inside books or under piles of vegetables. But what is the point of telling people to do something you aren't doing yourself? Personally, I would love to see the president wearing a mask. Maybe then we could redub his voice to make him sound like an actual president.
If this government were preparing for a pandemic, why is it we don't have enough masks? Why is it we don't have enough medical equipment?
It's a very simple answer, Jim. I ignored warnings from experts repeatedly and focused on money instead of human lives. I f***ed up royally. Great question, Jim. You look good. Have you been working out?
Better, right? We have a masked singer. Why not a masked president? This is the weekend that finally answered the question, how many people in your neighborhood own a bandana? And for me, the answer is a lot of them. So Dr.Oz did a segment on the show on which he recommended you wear a bandana. However, this gentleman made a very good point online about the doctor's choice of color.
I got an idea. Now, you have the bandana.
Oh, no, that's a bad idea, Dr. Oz.
When you're younger, right? And you can wear the bandana like you're a bandit.
No.
This-
Oh, my gosh. Ay, ay, ay.
Yay. His concern is that wearing a red bandana may, in some areas, indicate your allegiance to the notorious street gang, the Bloods, which means either Dr. Oz made a mistake or Dr. Oz is a Blood. This morning, the international advocacy group Global Citizen and the World Health Organization announced that they will be airing a 2-hour television special called One World Together at Home to support healthcare workers in this fight against COVID-19. It will air next Saturday night, April 18th, on ABC, CBS, and NBC simultaneously. I will be co-hosting this event with my friends Jimmy Fallon and Stephen Colbert from the safety of our homes, of course. And the creative force behind the special happens to be the one and only Lady Gaga, who joins us now from Fort Gaga. Hello, Lady Gaga. How are you?
How are you? It's Fort Gaga. That's new. I haven't heard that before.
You can use that if you want to get some kind of merchandise printed up. That's all yours. How are you? Everything okay?
You know what? I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm using my name for other things now, not for a fort.
Okay. How long has it been since you left your house?
Actually, I think it's been over a month. We actually self-quarantined about a week before it was mandatory. So it's been a while that I've been quarantined. I've been spending all my time creating this special that's going to be on NBC, CBS, and ABC. And also I've been making a lot of phone calls, helping to fundraise with the WHO and Global Citizen. And we're really excited about this show because we didn't want it to be a fundraiser. We wanted everyone to put their wallets away and sit back and enjoy the show. And we already have raised $35 million for the Solidarity Response Fund.
That is crazy. Tell me, how do you raise, in how many days, like 7 days, you've raised $35 million?
It's been 7 days, yes, and we're still going. We did a call with at least 68 corporate executives, and then I've been doing other calls with philanthropists as well as major, wonderful tech companies, and they've all really stepped up and they all want to help. And it's been actually wonderful to watch, and I just want to help in whatever way I can. You know, I think the truth is that I feel very, very blessed that I have a home. I feel blessed that I have access to good food that is healthy and clean. And I wanted to figure out what I could do with my time to be of service. And Dr. Tedros from the World Health Organization called me and we started to do this. And It's going really, really well. And do you know who one of our hosts is?
I think I'm one of the hosts, right?
Yeah, you are.
I thought you were going to give me some bad news, like Oprah had taken over or something like that. No.
No. Well, I mean, not yet.
No. But we would understand. It's me and Jimmy Fallon and Stephen Colbert. Who will be the head host? Who will be the main? Because there has to be. You can't just
It's going to be
spread.
all three of you. It's going to be like one person with three heads. It's going to be all three of you hosting. It's going to be amazing. And also, do you know who else will be there?
Who? Tell me the whole thing. I want to hear all the artists that are going to be part of this.
Our friends from Sesame Street are going to be there.
Which ones specifically?
Oh, I'm not giving it all away.
Okay, all right.
I'll be there. Alanis Morissette, Andrea Bocelli, Billie Eilish, Billie Joe Armstrong from Green Day, Burna Boy, Chris Martin, David Beckham, Eddie Vedder, Sir Elton John, FINNEAS, Idris and Sabrina Elba, J Balvin, John Legend, Kacey Musgraves, Keith Urban, Kerry Washington, Long, Lizzo, Maluma, Sir Paul McCartney, Priyanka Chopra Jonas, Shah Rukh Khan, and Stevie Wonder.
Wow, that is.
And we're not done yet.
Are you sure you have room for us on this show? I feel like we're going to be nothing more than a letdown.
You know what? Please don't do that.
Lady Gaga, did you call a lot of these people yourself, like somebody like Paul McCartney? Do you call him and ask him to be a part of this?
I called Sir Paul. He was very, very kind and wanted to be a part of it. And I also have to say that I'm thrilled to announce that we got very generous donations from both Oprah Winfrey and Lorraine Powell Jobs. And I wanted to just shine a light for a moment on what they're doing. They also helped to launch America's Food Fund a couple days ago, which helps address the issue of food access in the United States, especially in communities impacted by COVID-19. So there are so many children who are relying on their school lunch programs and the elderly, and all of those funds go to the World Central Kitchen and Feeding America. So we're very grateful to both Oprah and Lorraine for doing this, and they're such inspirations.
That is great. It really is. I mean, this is obviously a terrible situation, but it is inspiring and reassuring to see people coming together to help each other. It really is. And I thank you for putting this together.
I did want to just tell you a little bit about what the World Health Organization is doing and what the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund does, so that everyone knows what we raise the money for, because the money will actually be raised before the special, and we won't ask you for money during the special for a lot of reasons, mostly because we're very cognizant of the fact that unemployment is rising, and also that people are having a very hard time feeding their children, and we want everyone to enjoy this show. So what we do at the World Health Organization, and when I say we, I mean them, but I'm trying to speak on their behalf, is the World Health Organization is an agency to the United Nations. And what the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund does is 4 things. The first thing that it does is it makes sure that they get as much treatment and supplies as they can to medical workers. And I have to say, the medical and scientific workers around the world right now are absolute heroes, and they are an absolute triumph. They're sleeping in their cars to not infect their families or their patients. They are doing everything they can to save lives. It's absolutely astonishing. The second thing that this fund will go towards is testing. So it will go towards home testing as well as send-in testing. It will also go towards vaccines. So there's 10 major biotech companies that are working on vaccines right now, and they'd like to give all the money, at once to all 10, so that if one hits, it will hit earlier, because if you go one at a time, it takes longer to find that vaccine. And then finally, they're one of the most credible sources on the planet when it comes to what's happening with COVID-19 globally on a daily basis. So they're a wonderful organization, and it's an international effort. So I feel very blessed to be able to work with them and to be able to help them in any way that I can. And I just wanted to call you and say thank you for being a host on the show. and that we believe in kindness. And you're so very kind to do this with Fallon and with Colbert, and to do this, on behalf of NBC, CBS, and ABC as well. We really appreciate it, Jimmy. Thank you.
Well, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for looking out for so many people. Lady Gaga, we will be together on April 18th for One World Together at Home. Thank you again. I will see you the Saturday after this.
That's right. See you there.